What is up, our National Wrestling Shooters members and viewers? This is Scott Casey Gale, the owner, chairman, creator, and founding father of the National Wrestling Shooters. And today, I'm going to give you my NWA National Wrestling Alliance Power Episode 2 entitled Clickbait. And I thought it was a great episode. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. The commentators for the show are Joe Gowdy and Jim Cornette. And what an amazing episode this was. NWA, a National Wrestling Alliance Power, just keeps getting better and better on YouTube and on Facebook. And this is classic old school wrestling. As I said in my last review, this is classic old school wrestling as it should be. It definitely has that 1980s, 1990s feel-good vibe to it, and that's what I love about it. Okay. Like I said, Billy Corgan is doing an amazing job with NWA. He knows wrestling. He knows how to put on a great show. Okay, so it starts out with the words, I think about how far we've come. When we went from a punchline to a headline, as we are there live in Atlanta, Georgia. Echo over highlights from last Wednesday's debut episode of Power shown. And of course, their intro into the Fire by Dokken plays, which I liked. And then commentators area. Joe Gowdy and Jim Cornette are sitting side by side as they begin to announce tonight's card for the second episode of NWA Power. The crowd can be heard cheering and reacting to each announcement. Both men acknowledge a lot of action that took place around their desk last week, leaving them a little nervous for their safety. Jokingly, they suggest Marquez make his way over to protect them. I like this. I like how Joe Gowdy and Jim Cornette kept the events that were going on last week. That's what I like. That Joe Gowdy and Jim Cornette, I love that commentary. They have great chemistry together, and it's definitely old school commentary. That's what I like about commentators. How they go over the match card and how they acknowledge the events that happened last week. So we gave an interview with studio. Dave Mascaz announces pro wrestler Aaron Stevens, formerly known as WWE star Damien Sandow and Impact Wrestling star Aaron Wax, who is making his NWA debut. While boasting about the success he had outside professional wrestling in the last 2 years, Stevens added that when he heard the NWA and studio wrestling was back, he was back. Stevens continued on saying he is a star and that he will let everyone know when he wants a co-star. He announced everyone should avoid eye contact with him as he was a serious thespian. The crowd laughed and booed in mixed emotion as Stevens shouted silence with a confident shades of his Damien Sandow character. With a confident smile, Stevens seemed to not hear the negative backlash from the audience as he exclaimed, "They love me, they really love me," as the interview ended. Great interview. It's absolutely amazing seeing Aaron Stevens in the National Wrestling Alliance. I mean, WWE really dropped the ball with Aaron Stevens when he was Damien Sandow. They could have made this guy a star. They could have made this guy a world heavyweight champion. He had it all. I mean, he could be a heel, he could be a face, he could do whatever. He was great as the Miz's. He was great at everything he did in WWE, especially when he was the Miz's co-star. But unfortunately, WWE just dropped the ball on him and really misused him in the end. Shame on WWE for that. And then he was in Impact Wrestling where he was doing something good. He was Aaron Wax playing a sort of gayish type of character, but then again, I think even Impact Wrestling dropped the ball with him. So now he's in NWA to make a name for himself and to prove what he couldn't do in WWE and Impact Wrestling. And I know that I know that NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, is definitely going to use him the way he should be. So yes, great interview and great seeing Aaron Wax debut in NWA. And then we lead to match number 1. Trevor Murdoch, another former WWE wrestler, versus Ricky Starks. Veteran wrestler Trevor Murdoch is announced first in the ring, followed by Ricky Starks, who is making his in-ring debut. Ref breaks up a lockup in the corner of the ring early on, giving Starks a chance. Murdoch mimics Stark's feminine imposing as Starks turned the match around with several close 2 counts. Murdoch forced Stark across the ring like a rag doll after blocking a tornado DDT attempt. Starks counters Murdoch's attempt to take him down by jumping right into him for a crucifix wall and a 3 count. Starks sits against the inside turnbuckle in amazement as he catches his breath. He is a force to be reckoned with as he proves to everyone he came to win. Winner Ricky Starks. Really good back and forth match between Trevor Murdoch and Ricky Starks. I like this. This is classic wrestling as it should be, as I said many times in my video last week. But anyway, great match. And Ricky Starks, this guy is a star. I can tell. I can tell just by watching his performance in the ring. He is a star. He's definitely going somewhere. And so after the match, Ricky Starks makes his way to the interview podium with Dave Marquez to discuss his debut match and first win on NWA Powerrr. Before Marquez can get a word up, Trevor Murdoch makes his way into the frame. Starks looks nervous for a split second, though quickly relaxes as Trevor Murdoch extends his hand to shake for a congratulatory handshake as he said, "Good job, kid, it just wasn't my night." As Murdoch walks away, Starks is looking directly into the camera. Stunned, Starks regains his composure, saying Murdoch was a professional for what he did, and goes on to share his future goals in the NWA. Starks ends the interview by stating there's much more to come from him. Much respect for Trevor Murdoch for shaking his hand like a man. That is professional respect right there. He didn't complain. He just admitted, Trevor Murdoch just admitted it wasn't his night, and he was a man about it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what else Ricky Starks can do in NWA National Wrestling Alliance. I like this guy. He's definitely got something going for him. And then backstage, Joe Gowdy is seen speaking on the Clickbait incident last week. Gowdy declared he would continue being a fair and balanced journalist that asks the tough questions. And speaking of, the name of this episode is entitled Clickbait, so it's very fitting. But I like Joe Gowdy as a play-by-play commentator and interviewer. This guy is a professional. He's old. He's a very young guy who's definitely has something going for him. He has his own YouTube channel. And like I said, him and Jim Cornette have a lot of chemistry. They know how to call great matches and put over talent. Yeah. So I was, and by the way, Joe Gowdy liked my tweet to him and Jim Cornette on Twitter. So much respect for him for that. Yeah. Joe Gowdy definitely knows how to ask the tough questions. Speaking of, Gowdy was interviewing Colt Cabana when he mentioned James Storm winning the NWA National Championship and Cabana's loss. Cabana stated that he was 100% now and was coming for the championship, even the tag team championship. He smirked and said, "You think I don't got a guy? I got a guy," he repeated. "I got a guy" multiple times in a cocky singer-song fashion, and added, "I'll tell you what his name is. His name is..." Before he could respond, a voice came over the speaker shouting, "Anderson." Ken Anderson joined Cabana in the studio. Both men shout their names up into the microphone and make their way to the ring. Great seeing Ken Anderson in AWA. Great seeing Ken Anderson in NWA National Wrestling Alliance. Formerly known as Mr. Kennedy in WWE. Another wrestler with talent who WWE really dropped the ball with. Another guy that could have been a big star in WWE, but they really misused him. But at least he did something good in Impact Wrestling. But yeah, great seeing Ken Anderson, because this guy is a star, and this guy definitely has something going for him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do in NWA. So it's the second match: Mr. Anderson, Colt Cabana versus Jordan Kingsley and someone else. Cabana and Kingsley on the ring together for a lot of back and forth action when Cabana starts flipping Kingsley multiple times. Cabana is playing with Kingsley in the ring, then tags in Mr. Anderson. Anderson a sidewalk slam on Kingsley, who tags Winnell in. Winnell getting Anderson early on. Anderson retaliates with a clothesline. Anderson tags in Cabana for a short period. Then Anderson tags back in. Kingsley tagged in on Winnell's foot without Anderson noticing. As Winnell tries to catch Anderson off guard, Cabana jumps in into slamming him to the mat. Cabana gets the legal tag and continues wearing on Kingsley. Cabana tags back to Anderson, who hits a rolling shutdown for the win. Winner Mr. Anderson, Colt Cabana. An amazing back and forth tag team match. I really enjoyed this. I love this. I mean, and those two tag teams, they can go. This was just absolutely amazing. This is how you do a tag team. Then this is how you book a tag team match. NWA and Billy Corgan know what they're doing with their show. They know exactly what they're doing. So much respect to that. And then backstage, Kyle Davis is seen backstage interviewing Homicide and Kingston. Before Davis can get anything out, Kingston interrupts him, saying that people want to hear from him, not Davis. Walking forward and backward quickly toward the camera. Kingston continues to go in and out of focus as he yells. Kingston exclaimed that the Wild Cards ain't nothing until they beat the King and the God of New York, Homicide, as the interview ended abruptly. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a very good backstage interview. I like this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out and where they go with this, because I know it's going to be good. But yeah, very good backstage interview segment. And then match number 3. Ashley Vox versus Allison Kay. Early on in the match, Allison Kay clearly uses her clearly larger size and power to dominate the beginning of the match. Vox hit a cannonball for the 2 count. Kay kicked out. Kay gains momentum and blocks the fish on a hook hold by Vox, followed by her finisher. Winner Allison Kay. Amazing match. Amazing women's match. I like this. I mean, Ashley Vox and Allison Kay, they put up. This is how you book women's wrestling. This is what women's wrestling is all about. Not the watered down WWE version of it, but this is real women's wrestling match. There is definitely not a piss break or any of that crap. I like this match. Highly recommend you watch this match because you won't be disappointed. And both Ashley Vox and Allison Kay are very talented, and these women can go. And then we go to an interview studio as Allison Kay makes her way to the interview set where Mascus is waiting for to interview her. Kay switches spots with Mascus as she wanted to show off her good side. Kay said Vox has a bright future. They're not with Kay's championship. Kay yelled to Vox, "You did good, kid." I wonder where they're going with this, but this was a good backstage interview. I mean, Allison Kay, she's a star, and so is Vox. So what's gonna happen? Are they gonna have a rematch? Are they gonna or who's gonna be the next one to step up the challenge Allison Kay for NWA Women's Championship? I wonder, but I really like what I saw. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out and where they go with this, because I know it's gonna be good. And then backstage, Joe Gardy is shown interviewing NWA National Champion James Storm. According to Storm, the NWA National title is merely a prop that will ultimately get him an opportunity to go up for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Storm continues on being the man compared to the most of the people backstage until Eli Drake interrupts him, self-promising rant. Drake stated that becoming the NWA champion is a big deal, followed by saying if Storm wins the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Drake wanted a title shot. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was very, very enjoyable. I liked what I saw. I liked where they went with this, and James, and I liked how Eli Drake interrupted James Storm. Then when James Storm said he wants a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and I like how Eli Drake challenged him if he does win. So yeah, this was very, very good. This was well booked, and this is how you do backstage interview. This is what I like about NWA. I mean, it's just old school wrestling. It takes me back to my childhood when I was a professional wrestling fan when I didn't know what was going to happen. So yeah, I really hope it would be very interesting to see if James Storm is the one that. I mean, because it would be very interesting if James Storm is the one to beat Nick Aldis for a title. Because I would like to see a championship match between James Storm and either Drake if they go down that route. But anyway, a very good backstage segment, and then main event match number 4, NWA World Tag Team Championships match: Eddie Kingston and Homicide versus the Wild Cards, Royce Isaacs and Thomas Ladina. The match starts off with Ladina and Kingston. Isaacs tags in trying for a vertical suplex. Kingston counters and tags in Homicide. All 4 men are in the ring for a short time. Homicide tags in Kingston, who begins attacking both Isaacs and Ladina. Ladina attempts a cover on Homicide to no avail. Isaacs tags back in for a quick body slam and a 2 count. Ladina tags back in. Homicide tries to fight his way out of the corner. Isaacs gets to the top rope. Homicide knocks him down and makes his way to Kingston. Kingston puts both Isaacs and Ladina down. The Dawson Boys make their way to the ring and begin attacking Kingston. Homicide winning no contest. And then after the match, the Dawsons continue relentlessly attacking Eddie Kingston. Homicide. Then they also turn their attention towards the Wild Card members, while throwing them out of the ring. The Dawsons once again turn their attention on Kingston. Homicide. Very good main event. Very good tag team main event. See, this is what I like about tag teams. I mean, this was very enjoyable. Even though it was a no contest, it was a good main event, and I really like how it played. And I really like how it played out in the after the match. I really liked the brawl between Dawson's and Kingston and Homicide and the Wild Cards members, and I really liked how the Dawsons once again turned their attention on Kingston and Homicide. And I know there's definitely gonna be a rematch. And I am so looking forward to that, because this is how you do a tag team show. Like I said, this is how you book a show. This is very smart booking became NWA's part. Like I said, they know what they're doing. And then in the final segment, we get a ringside interview. NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis and Camille are interviewed by Joe Gowdy. Aldis, holding his championship belt, speaks about last week's title defense against Tim Storm. Gowdy asks who Aldis keeps as an insurance policy. Aldis talks around the question, but said he needed to even the odds. Each time Gowdy attempts to speak to Camille, Aldis gives his own answer or comment. Camille just stares off into the distance, choosing not to speak. Gowdy attempts to ask Camille one final question. Once again, Camille chooses not to answer as Aldis leads her away from the interview area. I thought this was a very cool interview segment. I liked how Camille just did not answer. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I also liked how Nick Aldis was talking for her, and how Joe Gowdy was asking the tough questions. This is how you do an interview. This is what WWE fails to do all the time. NWA knows how to book matches, women's matches, tag team matches. Just know, and knows how to do interviews as well. I mean, this is what professional wrestling is all about. I would rate NWA Powerrr episode 2 Clickbait 5 stars, a 10 out of 10, and an 8 triple plus, and that's 2 thumbs up, way up. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Watch it on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, because you won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of old school wrestling, NWA is where it's at. Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out. And we'll be back here either tomorrow or Friday to do my NXT review. Anyway, I must bid you adieu, good night, and goodbye, and bang. And the words of Catch Jack, bang bang. Peace out.